Hello, my name is Hemingway Jones. Welcome to the channel. So today is a very interesting topic, and frankly, I'm really surprised that in the 4 years of having this channel, I haven't covered it before. This is the top 5 fountain pens for journaling. Now, what will we get out of this video today? Well, whether or not you're journaling at home makes a big difference compared to journaling out at a cafe somewhere, whether you're cuddled up in front of a cozy fire or you're out in the field taking notes on a hike. That really makes a big difference in which fountain pen you'll choose for that activity. So I have selected 5 of my personal favorites for these different activities, different types of journaling, different times of journaling, and we'll discuss it as we go through, and I'm sure I'll throw in some extra bonus choices as well. So join me today, won't you, as I select the top 5 perfect fountain pens for journaling. I think we need to start with the most accessible fountain pen. For those times when you know that your journal setup is going to take a big hit. It's going to be tossed around, thrown into the back of a Jeep, or even just left at a table while you go get a coffee order, and you don't want to have any anxiety at all that your fountain pen could disappear or something bad could happen to it. And also one that's going to perform flawlessly and still give you all the joy of writing with a magnificently smooth, precise, beautiful, and in this case, very lovable fountain pen. So I offer as my first choice the mighty, the interesting Pilot Kakuno. I adore this fountain pen, not least of which is its anthropomorphic nib that's smiling at you every time you use it. And sure, this pen is geared towards younger and beginning writers, but what difference does that make? It's just so affectionate and so beautiful in a way. In its shape, it's just really intriguing. It feels really good in the hand, and just the extra touch of having that face on the nib just adds something personable to it. And I feel like this is a fountain pen that's really easy to bond with. It's just warm and affectionate. But also, Pilot. Pilot is one of those brands with near flawless QC. And I respect that because you can buy this with confidence. This fountain pen is available pretty much everywhere from Amazon to all your favorite pen shops, anywhere from $12 on up. So very easy to get. And they have a wide selection of nib choices, which is fantastic for a beginner pen. And these nibs always write well, they write with precision, the ink flow is magnificent, they are built to last. I've had some for years, they go on, but the best thing is for journaling. Say you're out at like one of my favorite places. One of my favorite places is the local Cafe Nero. It's just set up really nice. They have actually fantastic coffee for what they are. I mean, I prefer it over Starbucks. I'm usually there earlier in the morning. I get a cappuccino. I sit down, do some journaling. Usually my family's there as well. They have their own activities. We're talking. It's just very warm and fun and cozy. And I love to do a little bit of journaling while I'm there. And it's just a nice place. Now, had I been there by myself, it'd be perfect to use a Kakuno because I really don't have to worry about it walking away or falling off the table and something terrible happening to it. Now, there are times when I do take some pretty expensive and interesting pens out in the field, but there are other times when I want a pen that's really hearty, that's really fun, that's really reliable, but I don't have to give it that special attention. And for this, I offer the Pilot Kakuno. But stay tuned because some of my choices that are coming up are a little bit more specialized, a little bit more interesting, but suit journaling so perfectly well that I think you won't want to miss it. just to give some perspective, this is one of my favorite fountain pens. It's from Schaefer. It's a Schaefer Legacy, 20 years old. Absolutely amazing nib, incredibly smooth, has an incredible flow. However, it's not necessarily the best fountain pen that I own for journaling. And the reason is that it puts down such a wide, wet line that it's not as fun and precise a writer when I'm journaling normally. I'm writing rather small. Journals are expensive. I'm usually trying to pack in as much information that I can while making it legible and interesting. I also feel like journals look a little bit more interesting when they have smaller writing in them. So this fountain pen is fantastic for signing my name. It's great for writing letters, certainly. And sure, it's okay for journaling, but it's not necessarily a top pick. So that kind of gives you a little insight into my thinking. So journaling, as you know, is a very intentional activity, especially if you're journaling in something like this absolutely gorgeous journal from Bottega Obscura, a custom journal that's designed to look like a Renaissance book. It's got some heft, some beautiful paper, so amazing to write in this. I mean, it really kind of clarifies your thoughts when you're writing into a journal that is a work of art that could show up in 500 years in some future historian's library. I mean, it's pretty exciting. So I wanted to make a very specific choice, but once again, I want to keep things very easily accessible. I think if you're writing in a tome like this, you're usually doing so at home, on your desk, someplace cozy, easy, and maybe you want a nicer pen for that experience. Something with a bit of romance that suits the occasion. Now, I'm speaking of $175 of romance, not $1,000 of romance. We can certainly go in that direction, and we just may. But for this, it's the Waterman Expert. Now this is the Opera series. This is a $293 pen, but it comes in other editions that are $175. They don't have the embellishments. They're not as pretty, but they're made in France. They're fantastically made, has a steel nib that's absolutely glorious, that fools you into thinking you're writing with a gold nib. So smooth, so precise. And to be even more specific, this Opera series only comes in a medium. And this medium nib is one of my finest fine nibs that I own, because it really is essentially a fine nib, which is different for a European brand fountain pen nib, which are usually wider. But this is even more than a fine from a Japanese brand. But it's smooth, so precise, and such a joy to write with. There's also a few other things. One screaming negative is that it doesn't come with a converter. I find that personally really frustrating, especially in the Opera edition at $293. But hopefully you have some converters lying around that you can use. I took one off an old Phileas. It's a snap cap. I adore that. You can get into writing quicker. It also posts with a very satisfying click as well. So I do like a pen that's designed for posting, because it takes some of the anxiety off of me for posting. I don't post as much as I used to. I used to post every fountain pen, but when it's designed to do it, I don't feel so bad. Has a bit of raised materials here. It flares right before the nib to keep your fingers from sliding on, although I always anchor my hand closer to where the cap closes. Very comfortable, very balanced, posted or unposted. Very precise, very pretty. All of these editions of these pens are pretty, and I absolutely adore Waterman as a brand, because I feel you get so much value. You get a pen produced in France that has that old world charm and elegance, but it doesn't have that incredible markup that you get with Mont Blanc and some of the other brands from Europe. So, precise, beautiful, romantic, well balanced. Sure, you could use a Waterman Edison, that is the ultimate pen, but even those used are over $1,000 now. So for less than $200, why not try a Waterman Expert? For all of your journaling, for your precision writing, it's just an absolute pleasure. So the majority of my journaling is very genteel. It's usually in a setting like this, or at a library, out at a cafe. Something very civilized, where I'm sitting down, journaling, having a cup of coffee, a bit of light conversation. However, sometimes I am out in the field. Maybe I'm on a beach. Maybe I'm out in the wilderness. Whatever it is, I need something tougher, something more robust, to go along with the journaling system like this one from Lockbee, their field journal. It's absolutely brilliant, almost like wax cotton. Very hard to destroy these, super fun to get a little age on them to take them out in the field. Now when I do, I have two choices, normally, that I'll share with you now. The first one, I'm sure you knew was going to be on this list, and that is the amazing Lamy Safari. And why? So many reasons. It's inexpensive, it's very robust, very strong. It's made out of ABS plastic. It's essentially a piece of Lego, which, don't step on it, I suppose, but it is very, very strong for a very lightweight pen. But it also gives you some interesting advantages. It comes in a multitude of nib sizes. So however you write, however you prefer to write, you can express it through a Lamy Safari nib. And their nibs are brilliant. I've never had an issue with a Lamy Safari nib. Not to say they're perfect, I hear things, but I'm just saying their QC is pretty good.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
And they do test each of these, even at this $35 price point, as they leave their German factory. So you'll often receive one with a little bit of ink showing that it's been tested. It's very nice. I personally prefer their 1.1 stub that's brilliant. But in here, I have their much more rare cursive nib, which is also really interesting to write with. Just gives your writing a little extra character. So, this is just superb. As I said, made in Germany, light, interesting, easy to use. The one drawback could be this ergonomic grip. If you don't like it, if you're not familiar with it, maybe you wrap your fingers around the grip, you might not prefer it. To me, it's inconsequential. I sort of grip it from the sides, have a finger below, cushions it. I post this pen, it's a little back heavy posted, it's a little long, but it's light enough that you can still use it easily enough, and unposted, it's actually, I think, a little better balanced. But very beautiful pen, also has this very large clip, which is a bit divisive. However, for this, for clipping to a journal cover, or to anything you're taking with you, your clothing, what have you, while you go journaling, you can't be beat, this clip. It's very utilitarian. So that is one solid choice, but I'm going to slip in a bonus choice, as I often do. Because sometimes if you're out in the field, you could be around rocks, around water, so you need something that's absolutely indestructible. And yes, I have a fountain pen that I believe is nearly indestructible. This, the brilliant, the beautiful. Yes, it's brutally beautiful, but it's beautiful. This is the Kaweco brass. Now I chose the brass over the bronze because the bronze is $220 US. This is 120, and brass is fantastic. I love the nautical tradition. kind of prefer the bronze a bit more, but I think this makes it more accessible. So this is a little bathysphere of a fountain pen. I may try an experiment once where I drop it into some water to see if there's intrusion. It just feels so tight, so well made, and it's getting this beautiful aged look to it, as if it's been on Shackleton's ship or some incredible adventure. It's fun to use. You can spin it, it opens, post it, you're ready to go. Feels good in the hand. The threads can be a little sharp sometimes. On this brass one, it feels pretty good. The first one, you definitely feel a step. It does flare a bit at the bottom so that your fingers don't hit the nib. On this nib, I have their brilliant 1.1 stub, similar to the Lamy. I love the stub nibs from Kaweco. They give such a fantastic character to your writing. And a pen like this, I'll fill it up with any ink. And sometimes it's combinations of ink because I'm not as fastidious with cleaning it as I should be, because this is my utilitarian pen. This is almost my ultimate EDC pen. This is a pen that you could put with a knife, and if they're scratching against each other, you're not worried about it. Or with your keys or anything else. It's just going to make it more interesting. This has a wide range of finishes on it, from where I touch it to where it brushes against my skin, and from all the different activities of me sort of tossing it around. But you want that kind of peace of mind. You want that kind of security, that if you're out in a wilder place, you want a nib and a pen that's very reliable, that seals tightly, that is like a little submarine, a little hand grenade. It's just not going to get hurt in any way. I can't imagine. I could probably run this over with my Jeep. I probably should do that sometime just to see. It's just that tough, that reliable. So, Kaweco Brass Sport, $120 US, fantastic. Made in Germany, reliable, great nibs, you can't hurt it. What more could you ask for your more exploratory and adventurous journaling? I think one of the most important things when you're journaling is to get lost in the beauty of writing, to get lost in the sound that your nib makes on the paper, a bit of a scribing noise, that beautiful paper friction to metal sound. I adore it. You want to see the ink pooling, you want to see that line looping, you want to see how your own personal imprint, your mind forming lines, forming letters, forming words, paragraphs, ideas flowing on the paper. To me, that's inspiration. To do that, you need a fountain pen that's completely reliable. No skips, no false starts, no running out of ink when you're not expecting it. So how do you get all of this in one perfect package? Very easy. It comes from Pilot, and it is the Pilot Custom 823. That gives you approximately 1.5 milliliters of ink, probably enough to recopy a book, almost. It's quite a bit of ink. It'll last a long time, so that you can write without any anxiety of being caught with a dry nib. And what a nib it would be, though, because this incredible 14 karat gold, beautifully crafted, just aesthetically beautiful. The light hits it, it glistens, it's amazing, it's inspiring on itself in its beauty. But it also does something almost magical. It balances feedback and smoothness in an almost alchemic way. It's perfect. I just can't say anything more than that. I put this nib up against any other pen at any other price. One of my only issues with this pen, I have a few. One is because it's translucent, I feel as if it feels a little cheaper than what it should. I rather wish they made an opaque version with an ink window, maybe even a stripe down the side so you could see where you were. But nevertheless, I just feel like it would give it a bit more desk presence. The price could be better. It's over $400 these days, but I would encourage you that if that's too dear for you, be patient. They do come up. You see them at Peyton Street Pens, eBay, used occasionally. Also, I love the ink filling mechanism, which Pilot calls a piston type ink sucking mechanism, which is beautiful. I love that so much. Why do we call it a vac fill? There's no poetry in that. It's an ink sucking mechanism. But what's great about this pen is so many vac fill style pens are so large, so wide in diameter to accommodate that mechanism and how they fill. This one doesn't sacrifice a millimeter of elegance for its fill system. And that is something I adore. Also, at least mine, has this bluish feed, which gives it a sort of vintage look to me. It's very beautiful. The fins are not delicate, so it's a bit robust there. It also, this being the amber version, has a brown grip and a brown, I guess you call it a piston knob. It's not, yeah, okay, we'll go with that. And that gives it some interesting color framing that I like. On the negative, the cap has a beautiful band of gold, but I want to push it down a little bit to the edge. I haven't chipped this, but I do fear that I could. Of course, it has a cap liner. This thing stays ready to write for a very long time. Sometimes I get distracted by other pens, but I always come back to you, don't I? It's an amazing pen. It just really is. I think in a way it's the ultimate grail. And for this $400, I just feel you get everything. An absolutely exquisite writing experience. And maybe the most interesting and original nib out there. It's beguiling. It's beautiful. It's great to write with. It's great to travel with. So if you're going on vacation and taking your journal with you, it's also a premium choice for that. So Pilot Custom 823, maybe my most enthusiastic recommendation, but boy, perfection. You just know it. You feel it in your hand. I would like to give you a choice of a more heavy hitter fountain pen. And I think this one is perfect for journaling with some caveats and some descriptions, but follow me. I think you'll appreciate this. So I considered putting the Montblanc 149 on this list. It is an absolutely classic fountain pen. I adore writing with it for journaling. It is a bit delicate though, isn't it? So even if you're writing with it at home, you do want to keep an eye on it. You don't want to drop it. You never know what could possibly happen, let alone taking it out somewhere. And I sort of wanted the highest level fountain pen price-wise that I put on this list to be able to be used in any circumstances. Something so interesting, so robust.
I need something robust, precise, robust, precise.
So strong that you wouldn't have to worry about it if you're investing $920, which is how much they go for right now. I remember when they were in the sevens. I'm speaking of the Visconti Homo Sapiens. Now there's big caveats here. One is, if you're buying it new or used, make sure the nib is good. When these nibs are good, they are very good. They are smooth, they are interesting, they are expressive. They're everything you want in a high-end pen. 18 karat gold, beautifully made. But like some sort of handmade vintage Italian supercar, occasionally the engine is not wired correctly. And that is the case with these nibs very often. But many pen shops will check them for you before they leave. And if your pen shop doesn't, then consider going somewhere else. So that caveat aside, you get an incredibly robust and interesting pen. It's made out of resin, though it feels like it's made out of stone, because the resin does have some igneous rock in it from Mount Etna, the volcanic material that comes out of Mount Etna in Sicily, which is interesting. It ties it both to Italy and to sort of the lifeblood of the earth that's constantly forming matter and earth on the earth. So pretty interesting there. You get a beautiful clip. This particular one ages magnificently. The arch of the clip is set to mirror the arch of Ponte Vecchio in Florence. A very nice touch. You get a power fill system, so you can gas this up on the go rather quickly, and it holds quite a bit of ink. So it's a very interesting, beautiful pen that I haven't spoken about on the channel in a very, very long time. I do like it. I do wish their QC was more consistent though. And that's where I'm hesitant. But I think in this particular case, because it is for journaling, and if you did get one that's bad, you should send it back, get that remedied. But, you know, I'm hearing lately they're doing a bit better. So let's hope. But you have this pen, you're writing with it, the hook safe cap gets you writing quickly. It's balanced very nice. It feels rather substantial. You can see that it has an original, unique design to it, which is quite nice for that money. I actually think $920 is probably too much money for this. This is a perfect contender for waiting for one on the used market. Go to a pen shop or keep your eyes on eBay or Peyton Street Pens or your favorite pen reseller, and hopefully one will come up for you. But this certainly does keep you inspired. It's interesting. It ties you to all that Italian history and just gives you a little extra romance and heritage and focus while you're writing. I think it's an absolutely brilliant choice for journaling. But, you know, the Montblanc 149 is not bad either, but it's very delicate and you need to protect it. And I'd like to keep your mind off of that. Keep you writing, keep you putting your thoughts on paper. That's the kind of inspiration I'm striving for on this channel, and I hope I achieve it. So let me know what you think of my list of 5 fountain pens that are perfect for journaling, and which suggestions you would make, which changes you would make. I'd love to hear about it in the comments where the conversation continues. And if you've reached this point in the video, please subscribe. I would love to have you on this journey with us. We go to some amazing places, and fountain pens are the vehicle that takes us. And if you want to support the channel even more, there is membership, and I'd appreciate it. There's a join button right by this window on YouTube. You can click that, and if you join at Illuminati or Cognoscenti level, we have a pen pal group you can join, and you can write letters to some amazing people all around the world. So I make new videos every week, and I have a live show as well. So I can promise you, we will see each other again very, very soon, further up the road. So keep journaling and stay inspired.